My mortgaged her house to fight me in court, all to defend my convicted brother's right to be near my 3 girls. I never thought I'd have to protect my daughters from my own family, but here we are. My brother Kyle got arrested when my oldest daughter Emma was 2 years old. He was convicted of possession of illegal images involving minors, the kind of stuff that makes you sick to even think about. He served 4 years in prison and had to register as an offender when he got out. The day he was sentenced, my mom stood up in that courtroom and screamed that it was all a misunderstanding, that Kyle was innocent and the system was corrupt. My dad just sat there with his head in his hands. After Kyle went to prison, I made a decision. My 3 daughters would never be around him, ever. I didn't care if he was my brother. I didn't care if my mom cried about it. My kids' safety came first. When Kyle got released, he moved back in with my parents. My mom threw him this big welcome home party like he was some kind of hero. She invited the whole family and expected me to bring the girls. I said absolutely not. She called me cruel, said I was keeping her grandchildren away from her for no reason. No reason? Kyle is a registered offender living in your house, I told her. My daughters aren't going anywhere near him. That's when things got ugly. My mom started showing up at my house unannounced, begging to see the girls. I'd let her visit, but only at my place, never at hers. She'd cry about how unfair I was being, how Kyle had paid his debt to society and deserved a second chance. One day she brought Kyle with her, just showed up with him standing on my porch like it was totally normal. I slammed the door in their faces and called the police. The officer who came told Kyle he needed to leave my property immediately. My mom screamed at me through the door, calling me a terrible daughter. After that, I got a restraining order against Kyle. He wasn't allowed within 500 feet of my house or the girls' school. My mom stopped talking to me completely. My dad would call sometimes, apologizing for everything, but he was stuck in the middle. 6 months later, I got served with court papers. My mom was suing me for grandparent visitation rights. She wanted court-ordered time with Emma, Lily, and Sophie. I couldn't believe it. I called the lawyer and he explained that in our state, grandparents can petition for visitation if they can prove it's in the children's best interest. My mom was arguing that I was alienating her from her grandchildren for no valid reason. The lawyer asked if I had concerns about the visits. I told him everything about Kyle. He said that would definitely help our case, but we'd need to prove my mom couldn't be trusted to keep Kyle away from the girls. That's exactly what I was worried about. The first court date was brutal. My mom sat on the other side with her lawyer, crying about how much she missed her grandbabies. Her lawyer painted me as this vindictive daughter who was punishing my mom for supporting her son. My lawyer brought up Kyle's conviction, showed his registry page, asked my mom directly if Kyle still lived with her. She said yes. Asked if she planned to have the girls visit her home. She said yes. My lawyer asked how she'd ensure Kyle wouldn't be there. My mom hesitated, then said Kyle had the right to live in his own home too. The judge looked concerned but didn't rule that day. Said he needed time to review everything. My mom's lawyer requested supervised visitation as a compromise. A few hours a week at a neutral location with a court monitor present, even that felt like too much. Between court dates, I found out my mom had taken out a second mortgage on her house to pay for her lawyer. My dad was furious. They'd owned that house for 30 years and now she was risking losing it to fight me in court, all to defend Kyle's right to be part of family gatherings. The final hearing happened 3 months later. My lawyer brought in an expert witness, a child psychologist who explained the risks of exposing children to registered offenders, even family members. My mom's lawyer tried to argue that Kyle had been rehabilitated, that keeping loving grandparents away was worse for the kids than whatever theoretical danger existed. Then my lawyer asked my mom one simple question. If you had to choose between a relationship with your granddaughters and your son living in your home, which would you pick? My mom looked at Kyle sitting in the back of the courtroom. Then she looked at me. She actually said, I shouldn't have to choose. They're both my children. The judge denied her petition that day, said that until Kyle no longer resided in her home, supervised or otherwise, he couldn't grant visitation that would require me to facilitate contact. My mom broke down sobbing. Her lawyer filed an appeal, but it was denied 6 weeks later. She'd spent over $40,000 in legal fees and put her house at risk, all because she refused to accept that her son's actions had consequences. My dad finally left her last year. He sees the girls every week at our house. My mom still lives in that house with Kyle. She sends the girls birthday cards that I don't let them open, and she still thinks I'm the bad guy in all of this.